The instant her message appeared on my screen, I read it repeatedly to ensure it wasn't a mistake. Returning Monday. Details to follow. That was the entirety of the text from Clara, my wife. No warmth, no explanation, just a stark, curt note from someone who was supposed to be at her parents' house for the weekend. A tightness gripped my stomach. Something was deeply wrong. Clara wasn't typically so vague. Over our 4 years together, she'd always sent a flurry of updates when she was away. This time, her silence felt intentional, almost calculated. I stared at the phone, my hands trembling slightly. Returning on Monday? It was only Friday, and she was expected home tonight. My thoughts raced to the recent strain between us. Small arguments, her late nights at the office, her newfound secrecy with her phone. I'd dismissed it as work pressure, but this text felt like a blaring warning of something I'd been too afraid to face. I resisted replying immediately. Instead, I checked her social media profiles. Nothing. No posts, no hints. Her location sharing app, which we'd always used, had been turned off 2 days earlier. That's when it struck me, she'd planned this. I could almost hear her brushing me off, saying, "You're overthinking it." But my gut told a different story. After pacing for an hour, I finally sent a response. No need for explanations later. Enjoy your trip. It'll be your last as my wife. Then I shut off my phone and stepped outside, craving fresh air. My chest felt crushed, yet a peculiar calm washed over me. The kind that settles in when you stop pretending everything is fine. When I powered my phone back on 20 minutes later, Clara had already left a dozen missed calls. It rang again persistently. Another call came, then another for a full hour. I finally answered, not out of curiosity but to silence the relentless noise. "Daniel, please listen to me," she cried the moment I picked up. Her voice was desperate, unlike the composed tone she used during our disputes. "It's not what you think. I swear I can explain everything." "Then explain," I said, my voice calm and unwavering. Because all I see is a wife who lied about where she was, disabled her location, and texted me about Monday like I'm a stranger. Make sense of that. A heavy pause followed. Then, with a quivering breath, she said, "I went to the coast with some co-workers. I didn't tell you because I knew you'd blow it out of proportion. It's just work-related." I interrupted her. "Work trips have itineraries, reservations, managers. Show me evidence." There was rustling on her end, perhaps hushed voices nearby. "I can't send anything right now," she said. "My phone's almost dead." That weak excuse broke my last shred of patience. "Then let it die," I said and hung up. I blocked her number immediately after. The house fell silent, but my mind roared with memories. Her using cash more frequently, mentioning a new colleague she never introduced, needing time alone every other weekend. Warning signs I'd overlooked now stared me in the face. By the next morning, Clara was calling from unknown numbers. I ignored everyone. At midday, a long, emotional email arrived from her. She admitted to visiting a beach resort with a male coworker, but insisted it was strictly professional. She claimed she panicked because she knew how it appeared, but her words only deepened my doubts. Guilt always hides behind justifications. I didn't reply. Instead, I reached out to my lawyer and started the divorce process that same day. The anger had subsided. I was simply exhausted. A marriage built on lies collapses long before the paperwork is filed. On Sunday evening, earlier than she'd indicated, I heard her car pull into the driveway, followed by her hurried footsteps to the door. When she saw me in the living room, she froze. She attempted a smile, but her eyes were swollen and red from crying. "Daniel, can we talk, please?" she whispered. "There's nothing left to discuss," I replied calmly. "I've already consulted my lawyer." I handed her an envelope with the divorce papers. Her hands trembled as she opened it, tears falling quietly onto the documents. She begged, citing stress, loneliness, a reckless mistake. But I didn't respond. I had no energy left for delayed excuses. I told her to collect her belongings and leave when she was ready. That night, as she drove away, I stood by the window, watching her car vanish for the last time. My phone vibrated with another message from her. I didn't open it. Some things don't require closure. Sometimes, silence is the only answer that truly concludes it. Her calls continued through the week, but I never answered again. Once trust is broken, no amount of words can repair it.